Hey guys, this is Solvix, which is a program that I use to help me with certain types of animation. It's a fluid simulator that allows me to simulate things like smoke and gas and fire and stuff like that. So the way it works is that this box here is the simulating area, and what we do is we add these things down here called, I call them influences, and we can add them to the setup like this. This one here is like a die. It will show us the way that the fluid moves so we can see something. This one here is a force that will add forces to the fluid, and those will propagate outwards and swirl around. So if I press the play button, you can see that happening. Cool, and I can pause it down here, or I can stop and return to the setup screen like this. So another thing we can do is we can add this tool, which is the boundary tool, and we can scale it up and rotate it, and this will block the flow of fluid, as you can see. Another thing we can do is add this one, which will add a force and a die in the same area. This line here will show the direction and the magnitude of the force, and we can modify it with this slider here. There you go. So down here we have our influences, but here we also have the fluid itself. You can click on these ones to delete them or change their values. But if you click on the fluid, you can't delete it, but you can change certain aspects of the fluid. So first up we have viscosity. Viscosity is the rate at which values diffuse into the surrounding field. So that kind of means like the rate at which things sort of dissolve outwards. So if I increase this, you'll see the fluids, they kind of they sort of get more feathery, and they fade away more quickly. And if I decrease it, you'll see that they kind of maintain their shape a lot more. It's running kind of slowly because I'm using OBS at the same time to record this. Another thing we have is vorticity, and this affects the rate at which things sort of curl and swirl around. So if I increase this, you'll see that things get a lot more detailed like that. Dampening is for the velocity of the fluid. So if you increase this, it will slow things down artificially and make it so that things come to a stop, and I can demonstrate that. And you can see the fluid just sort of stops like that. Dissipation is the same, but it's for the opacity. So if I increase this, you'll see that the dye sort of fades away quite quickly, like that. So now we're going to move on to the practical demonstration. Last year I created this character for a 2D fighting game, and the character uses a lot of these sort of gaseous attacks, which is perfect for this type of fluid dynamic simulator. So I made sure to record it, and so I could show it to you guys as to how I use this tool. And the way to use it is you need to kind of have like an image in your mind's eye of the shape that you want. I'm going for this round shape with these 3 plumes coming out the side, and it's quite finicky to get the hang of, but you do get used to it after a while. You just need to think about how the forces interact with each other. And I'm homing in on the shape that I want slowly, and if you change just the smallest change to a number can have quite a large effect on the way it looks, especially when you change the fluid variables themselves. So once I'm happy with it, I can click on the file in the top left hand corner, and then I can export the simulation as a GIF and bring it into other programs. So the program I'm using is Sprite, and I'm going to bring my simulation into the program, and you can see my character here. I'm going to bring that in as well. And then I'm going to bring the GIF into the background of this character, shrink it down, and then what I can start to do is just trace over the shapes that the simulator gave me. So the way fluid simulations tend to work is that you get this initial burst of movement, and then it just kind of slows down to a stop and then fades away. And I want to go for a different effect where it kind of shrinks away instead of fades away. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to use the first few frames of the animation and trace over them just to get like some interesting shapes. And then once I have those first few frames, I'm going to propagate the rest of the animation on my own, and so I can get the effect that I want. So thanks to my simulator, I got some interesting shapes to work with, and it's definitely helpful when it comes to like these bigger animations like this. The bigger it is, the harder it is to get started. And then once I press play, you can see the final result there. And there's still quite a bit of work to do at this point, but yeah, I've got my like initial template to work with, and I can use that. And I'm going to take that and I'm going to put it in the game, and I'm going to transition here, and you can see it there. And so yeah, that's basically how I use this tool. So in conclusion, this is just a small project that I created as a way of improving my C++ and learning how to do graphics programming. It's a fairly niche little project for that reason, but I'm just throwing up a few more examples on the screen now as little demonstrations of what else you can do with this thing. Yeah, the download link is in the description, and you can follow me on Twitter for more stuff on what I'm working on. And yeah, thanks for watching. Cheers. Bye.